Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday, and welcome to the channel, Shelly's Millions, where we go live every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. to talk about money, budget, finance. Today, I'm hoping to talk about high yield savings accounts and credit card points. Um, I've never really talked about like how I feel about credit cards. I know that there's kind of like two camps of people, right? There's like kind of the Dave Ramsey camp, and they encourage people to never carry credit. Well, I don't encourage anybody to carry credit card debt either. Um, but Dave Ramsey's pretty like anti having a credit card, right? I think having a credit card is okay as long as you're paying the balance off entirely in full every month. And I think that that's really smart because you can get credit card points, and if you use those wisely, that can actually kind of stretch your budget and your purchasing power. I do think that it's a slippery slope with that. I think it's very easy to think, "Oh, I'm gonna pay it off at the end of the month." So if you don't have, like, a lot of wiggle room in your budget, if you are I don't think you should use a credit card to buy things. Well, I don't think you should buy a credit card to buy things that you can't afford. Like, that if you can't afford to buy it now, you shouldn't put it on a credit card. I know that a lot of my viewers, unfortunately, have had to use their credit cards just to make ends meet, and that's the slippery slope. So what I started to say, and then I stopped myself, was I don't think that you should use your credit card to buy toilet paper, which isn't entirely true, right? I think that you absolutely should put everything on a credit card if you're able to pay off that balance at the end of the month. If you're at the point in your budget where you can't afford toilet paper and you need to put that on a credit card temporarily, that's when it's time to try and start thinking about, I hate to say the word, but side hustles. A side hustle, recycling cans, having a yard sale. Like, we got to look at ways to get extra money in your pocket. Because I want all of my viewers to be able to afford toilet paper and to become good with credit cards if you're not already, to help you in the future. And I don't mean like help your credit score or that. What I mean by help you is help you be able to take some of the advantages of the credit card perks. That's where I would like you to get to the place of. But I have to be honest, throughout my lifetime, I haven't always been good with credit cards, right? I remember a point in time where I was taking out, they weren't payday loans, but they were cash advances from Wells Fargo. I don't remember why I was doing that, but it probably took me about a year to get out of that cycle of taking payday advances. And they charge you, I feel like it was only charging me like $20. It was like a flat fee. It was through my bank. But that's not a good place if you're always borrowing against your credit cards or against your future paychecks, right? Scattershot 8 says you used your credit card for a month for groceries but spent more. So I went back to cash and stuck with the budget. Yeah, if your budget's tight, you have to like you need to still everybody should have a budget, right? You should know what your expenses are. And I'm not like, you should know what your expenses are. And let me know. It's been a while since I've sat down and looked at my budget, and my budget's going to be changing, and I don't quite know what that's going to look like. I think a lot of you guys know that my mom is moving in at the end of this month, so she will be all moved in. Apparently, this outside cat's kind of moved in too. He won't be. He's living rent free, just washing his behind on my live. But anyway, I'll just cover that up with my with my head. Um, but my mom's moving in, and she's going to be giving me rent, paying me rent. She doesn't have to, but she wants to. She did let me tell her that the first month was free. She was excited about that. So, starting in December, she's going to be paying me rent money. So I get to add that money to my budget. Areas where I'm not sure if it's gonna like cost me more. And mom, I'm not mad about any of this, right? I just want to clarify that. I'm just sharing with my viewers like where my mind is at. Um, we're aware that it might add a little bit to the utility bill, having a whole extra person in the house. Um, when you're a homeowner, I never experienced this in an apartment, but a homeowner has to pay sanitation, which is like your water bill and basically like paying a bill because your toilet and things are like tied into the city's sewer lines, I guess. So you pay a sanitation and water bill, which I didn't have when I was living in an apartment ever. And I never heard my mom like mention that when I was growing up. I heard gas and electric, which honestly, those have not been more for me in a house versus in an apartment. But sanitation I didn't have before, but that wasn't very much. But anyway, like basically they charge you by how many gallons of water you use. Having another person in the house, showering more, and it's not expensive, mom. So like don't worry about that. But like we're gonna be flushing the toilet more. My mom's gonna be showering and I'm gonna be showering. So you just have like one more person doing all the things that you would normally do. My mom will be home more. So that means that she'll be using all of the, electricity and, she's going to have lights on. But like, honestly, that's not the big expense. And why was I starting to ramble about this? Oh, so I need to redo my budget. And you guys have to let me know if you want to see what that looks like. So utilities are going to go up for me. So I'll have more income coming in, but like my utilities are going to go up. It's not going to go up the amount of rent that she's giving me. Then I want to do things with my mom, but I'm at a point in my job and my savings and my financial situation where I'm able to spend um, pretty freely if I want to and still be okay. So sometimes that looks like eating out. Sometimes that looks like buying a fun Halloween sweater. This is the one I have had for a couple of years that I love wearing that has spider webs on the elbows. So I think that I think that my mom and I will do things together, but I don't really see us spending more money. Although I do like to go to a good restaurant, and my mom she's cool because she's down to like do whatever I want. My mom, when we get in the car, she normally says, "Oh, I'm just here for the ride. I have to go wherever the car takes me." So that's a cool thing about her, but I might want to go out to eat more. So I might spend more money. And I'm very fortunate that I'm at a place where I can do that. But um I will be tracking my expenses when she first moves in so that then I can adjust my budget to accommodate that. Like maybe right now, maybe I have a certain amount budgeted for clothes. Work shoes are a big thing that I have as expenses. Hi, Joshua. You're planning a sleepover with chicken wings and pizza, and I'm invited. Well, thank you for the invite. um, I don't know if I'll be able to take that invite, but anyway, so I'm going to be tracking my expenses, seeing how I spend my money, seeing what changes. I think I don't expect my expenses to go up the amount of rent that she's giving me. I think it's still going to be a positive, but I also do think, and I'm planning on putting that money in my high yield savings account. I'm not, but, and everything that my mom and I do, we will be putting on a credit card because I am doing the thing where I'm getting points and I'm hoping to use those points for a nice trip. But I want to talk about credit card points today on today's live because also something that I've done in the past is I haven't spent those points. I'm gonna put in quotes correctly. I wasn't getting the most value for my points. Now, to me, when I go out with my mom, even if it's Taco Bell, I put that on my on my credit card. Debbie, let me finish this thought, and then we'll get the little green guy who's very happy to see you in the live, and we'll talk about movies because that is my regular job. Okay, and we'll talk about movies in a second. Okay, so in the past, I haven't redeemed my credit card points correctly, but kind of in my mind, as long as you're not buying anything, like you shouldn't buy something just to try and get the credit card points. But if I'm going to be going to Taco Bell anyway, if I'm going to be buying toilet paper anyway, if it's something that I have the money for and I was going to be buying it anyway, I might as well put it on the credit card so that I can get those points. And so then as long as you're not buying anything specifically for the points, I've always kind of looked at it like basically with most credit cards you get points you can redeem for charges, but that's usually the lowest like redemption value. They normally don't give you a very good rate for those points. And I follow a lot of like credit card churning people, and they say that the best way to do it. Hi, Sean. I'm certainly excited about Halloween, but yes, happy advance Halloween. It's an older sweater that I have, but I have to get my good use out of it. So I do believe in credit cards. I will be revising my budget. I believe in putting everything on a credit card, but only if you're able to pay it off. If you're really struggling right now. So this is coming from the comment because Scattershot8 said that they used their credit card, but then they weren't sticking to the budget. So even though my budget's changing when my mom moves in, I'm still going to be tracking my expenses. And then probably after about 3 months, after I can really see patterns, that's when I'll make a conscious decision. Okay, yes, I still want to be eating out this much. Yes, I still want to be spending this much on groceries. And I'm very aware that I'm very lucky to be in a position where I have that wiggle room in my budget to say, okay, I want to allocate more to eating out and less to cooking at home. So all those things. But I also want to try and get the best value for my points. But before I talk about that, let me give Debbie the movie update. We also might talk about how much my videos are making. Okay. Bella. Okay. Real quick before we talk about the movies, because I love talking about finance. So using your points wisely. And I watch a lot of this, but I still need to do my own research. But there are points calculators, and I'm totally planning later on in the live to pull up one of those calculators. And kind of what spurred this, right? There's always some topic, there's always some like reason why these things are in my head. So normally, kind of like the redemptions, it feels like the harder you have to work to figure out the redemption, like the better the redemption is. So it's really easy to click like redeem for purchases, right? And as long as you weren't buying anything extra to get those points, that kind of, it still works out because it's kind of like free money back. But they say that you should get, like if I have 1 point should kind of equal 1 cent, which is not like a whole lot of money, but sometimes you can get it so that 1 point is equal to as much as like 8 cents. So a lot of the other people that I follow, like Ask Sebi is a big one that I follow for like the credit card points. If you redeem them for travel, right? Partner airlines. And a lot of times there's times where you can get like discounts on points, and that's what spurred today's me deciding that this is what I wanted to talk about today, because in my American Express, I got this today. Enjoy 20% off select gift cards. Spread love with a gift card. And it's like get And I want to put this in a points calculator and see if this is a good deal. So for example, usually, well, I think it's not going to be, but usually a Target gift cards are normally not a good redemption value either. Normally travel is going to be the best, but with their partners and when they're doing a promotion like this, but with the travel partners. So you can get a $50 Target gift card, which is normally 7,143 points, but at 20% off, it's going to be 5,714 points. So, does it say up to 20% off or does it say an actual 20% off? I think it says, nope, use 20% fewer membership rewards. So, and it's off select gift cards, but Target's always good because you can go and you can buy toilet paper there. Nordstrom's Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I've never been there and I would like to. So that's like a nice restaurant that I might want to take my mom to. So normally $100 gift card to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse is 10,000 points, but right now it would only be 8,000 points. So, and especially the Target one, that's probably going to be a better redemption value to redeem it for a Target gift card than it would to use your points to redeem it for a purchase at Target, if that makes sense. So, and that's what I never did before. I would be like, okay, I have 200 points. I can charge back this, and this purchase that I've already made, which again, as long as you're not buying anything just to get points, like that's still a win, right? But could I win bigger if I transfer my credit card points to buy a gift card? Or what I'm really wanting to do is to do travel. And a lot of times, so like the best redemption rates are normally if you use one of the credit cards partner airlines, but it seems like there's a lot of steps to do that. So I have not done that yet. But it seems like the steps are number one, go on your credit card website. So let's say American Express, because that's a big travel card. So American Express. And then you have to like see if they have any transfer partners. Like, so if I transfer my points to American Airlines, what's the value there? And then you have to search the flight on American Airlines. Then you have to then American Airlines is part of the same family of airlines as like British Airways. So then a lot of times apparently, even though you've already found the flight number on American Airlines, you actually have to book it through the British airline. So it's a lot of steps. They make you work harder to get that value, but apparently you can get like business class tickets for like way cheaper than they would normally be. Oh, swag bucks. I don't know anything about swag bucks. I need to look at that. Pursuant to Susie Orman's suggestion, which is not through a credit card, but rather taking surveys, playing games, you've gotten Home Depot, Target, and restaurant gift cards. That's really cool. Okay. Ooh, and Bella, you're saying that Ruth's Chris is really good. The steak melts in your mouth. All right. So maybe I need to do that. And yeah, my mom never did, right. There's a lot of steps if you want to redeem it for travel, but you can get up to 8 cents per point versus about, and I think if you redeem it towards charges you've already made, it's like less than 1 cent per point. So you want to try and get the most value out of your points. And there's somebody called the Points Guy that I follow. And they really have it down to a system. And then of course there's like paid places that can help you. Okay, movies. All right. Horror movies in celebration of Halloween. Yes. Okay. Also, I was going to say that we might talk about later how my YouTube channel's doing. Spoiler alert, it's not super great. Movie grosses this weekend deadline. We're just going to put deadline right in there this time because, all right. Yep. All right. Debbie already knew that, what? Okay. Interesting. All right. Wait, is this okay. I'm just going to read you the headlines while I'm searching for this. Anora Rocks best per screen opening of 2024 is Neon calls out critical and audience trajectory similar to Parasite specialty box office. So that's saying great. Just the little blurb there says great indie numbers this weekend as Anora turned out the highest per screen average of 2024 at 90,000 on 6 screens. We Live in Time, the best platform expansion of the year, grossed 4.2 million on 956 screens. And then Union and the Line fared well on 1 screen. Okay, here we go. Here's the box office article that we want, though. Okay. Oh, nope, that was not the one. That's international box office. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, there we go. International. All right, here we go. Here we go. Regular box office. Smile 2. So international is when you count like all the other countries as well. Give me 1 second. I'm going to sip my coffee while me and the little green guy give you the update on the movies. Okay. So Smile 2 says it's happier with a $23 million opening. A24's We Live in Time. That's not a horror. Making dime with 4 million plus. Anora wows with a massive 90K theater average. And Parasite, I feel like that was 2019. That did really, really well. Parasite was 2019, and it did really, really well. If you haven't seen Parasite, it is a foreign film, but it's really good, and I do recommend seeing that. And then, Debbie, just on recommendations. Hi, Andrew. So on just recommendations alone, please, please, please see The Substance. Everybody's saying, I haven't seen it because I don't like, I love vampire movies and I like Hotel Transylvania and I like the Scooby-Doo mystery. And I'm watching Agatha all the way. I get Disney Plus for free through one of my credit cards. Now I used to get it free from being AT&T, but I switched my phone to Mint Mobile. But I'm watching Agatha all the way. So I like witches. I'm watching Discovery of Witches. So I can do witches, I can do vampires, but I don't do well with like straight up horror. But this movie, The Substance, everybody's talking about it. Everybody says it's really good. I had a girl come the other day. She brought her mom. I was like, this is a mom friendly movie. So that's the one. So Joel, it's good to see you in here. I get Disney Plus for free with one of my credit cards. And it is a credit card that has an annual fee. So I want to be careful talking about that, but I don't pay for my Disney Plus. Joel, while Joel's in here, I know we're gonna take a second before I lose Joel. How is your high yield savings account doing? Because I meant to share this last week. I have had my high yield savings account for 2 months now. And it's not a whole lot of money. I don't have a whole lot in there. I had 10,000 in there and then I lowered it. Debbie, we'll go back to talking about the movies in just 1 second. But make sure I don't have any details. So I moved some money out to pay off something that I purchased that I knew I was going to do. Oh, this is not showing up at all. Anyway, I got $37 interest on September 12th, and then I had to withdraw some money to pay off a bill that I knew was coming, but I was like, why don't I save it there for a month? So this month I only got $23.56 in interest, but that's still way better than I was getting before. So I've got mine with American Express, which is now at 4.1% interest. So I have a credit card with them. I also have a savings account with them. recent. I opened mine like the week when you did Ally. So I'm just wondering how much, like, are you enjoying, because I enjoy seeing that it's like free money hitting your account. So I'm just loving that. $37 the first month, 23.56 the next month. Sometimes I like to gamify things. Earlier I was talking about budgeting when my mom moves in. Oh, Debbie, look, did you see the cat? He's right there. He's sleeping. I don't know if you can, what is this? Oh, it's just curled up there on the bed. But anyway, the outdoor cat is inside. So my mom's moving in and I like to gamify things. So I might try and make a game of, can we go out and have fun just on what I've earned in the savings account, right? Because that's free money. And if there's one thing that I love, it's free money. And that's also why I like the credit card points, because de- depending on how you spend them, that's free money also. Okay. Joel says, so your 4.25% high yield interest went to 4% because it's lower rates. Yeah, and mine's at 4.10 now, and now my interest rate is 4.1. So it's funny because when you first started, I think your interest rate was higher and mine was lower, and now mine's a little bit higher on American Express savings, and you're with Ally and you're at 4%. So, and that changes as interest rates change, but I'm still enjoying the free money. Right now I'm not spending the free money on anything, so that's just accruing. So next month it should get more interest, even though I started to say there's less money, but there's not less money. But even though the interest is less, the interest that I'll get, the interest rate is less, but I'll be getting more interest because it's earning interest on the free money that it just got. So I think that's cool. All right. Hi, Joy and Joy. It's good to see so many of you in here. Please take a second to like the video. Also, are we super excited about the Dodgers today? Hopefully they win against the Mets. Okay, so back to the movie grosses. Smile, it did was the number one. Smile 2 was the number one movie. I believe, dang it, I keep forgetting the title of the robot movie. But where is it? Ooh, that's creepy. Ooh, I don't even have to hit play, but that is creepy. That's a creepy image. Okay. I think that oh yeah, Wild Robot. Okay. So Smile 2 was the number one movie, then Wild Robot, and then Terrifier 3. Where does it say the grosses and where does it say the other movies? Those are the demographics. So A24 and Neon. So A24 did We Live in Time, and then Anora, which I don't really know anything about Anora. It says it's very va-va-voom. What does that mean? And on its way to posting the second best opening theater average post-COVID with 90K after Asteroid City's 142.2K, or an estimated 540K at 6 theaters. The movie's showing great ticket sales at all these theaters. I think we're getting that next week. Note that this is also the best theater average to date this year, ahead of Searchlight's Kind of Kindness, which did 75.4K. So that's the opening weekend per screen. So that is pretty good. Ooh, reviews for Anora are rock solid at 98%. I don't know anything about that movie, and I'm kind of curious because I do think we're getting it next week. So the number 1, 2, and 3 movie this week: Smile 2, Wild Robot, and then Terrifier 3. I'm sorry, really quick, we are going to go to Rotten Tomatoes. And because I don't know anything about Anora. What is it? So A24, though, which did We Live in Time, and then Neon, which did Anora. Those are really good studios. It seems like they put, we're not going to watch the trailer because I don't know if I get on the naughty list. on YouTube for watching trailers together, but we can read it. Okay. So, all right. Sean Baker's Palme d'Or winner, Honora, is an audacious, thrilling, and comedic variation on a modern day Cinderella story. Mikey Madison, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, captivates as Ani, a young sex worker from Brooklyn whose life takes an unexpected turn when she meets and impulsively marries Vanya, the impetuous son of a Russian billionaire. However, when Vanya's parents catch wind of the union, they send their henchmen to annul the marriage, setting off a wild chase through the streets of New York. Okay, that's interesting. And that sounds a little bit more like Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman meets Cinderella? Is Pretty Woman a Cinderella story? And it says that the genre for this movie is a drama, comedy, and romance. All right, interesting. Okay. Let's go back to finance. We're all over the place here, guys, but you guys know that I like to talk about whatever you ask me about in the chat, and Debbie did ask me about the movie grosses. Oh, sorry. Real quick. I like going to Rotten Tomatoes to see, like, I tend to side more with the audience. So I'll go to Rotten Tomatoes. Debbie asked about Terrifier 3. And so see, this 74% is what the critics gave it, but the audiences liked it 87%. And anything above an 80 is pretty good. Means people liked it quite a bit. And then Smile had 83% from the critics and 83% from the audience. So both of those, for the genres that they are pretty good. Ooh, I need to see The Wild Robot. That's got a 98% from both critics and audience members. But I'm more of an audience person, and yeah, and anything above an 80 is good in my opinion. That's what I look for. So, Debbie, according to the internet, both Terrifier and Smile 2 would be good to go see in theaters. And then also Substance. Let's just real quick look at the Substance. Sorry. I can't decide if I could watch this movie or not. The trailer is gruesome. I don't know if you can see this. It's probably not showing up that well on the screen, but her whole spine's sewn up. So, body horror. Okay, it says, have you ever dreamt? Oh, this is interesting though. Everybody that I know has really liked it. But see, so I just said, I normally go by what the audience says and not what the critics said. So the critics gave it a 91%, but like the general public gave it 73%. I wonder if that's like people don't know what they're getting into when they see that. So it says, have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? You, only better in every way. You should try this new product. It's called The Substance. It changed my life. With The Substance, you can generate another you, younger, more beautiful, more perfect. You just have to share time, 1 week for one week for the other. A perfect balance of 7 days each. Easy, right? You respect the balance. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, that's interesting. It's supposed to be really good. So I'm still going to go with The Substance. Oh, really? All of you are in here today. So good morning, everyone. All right. Join Joey says, hello, Shelly and friends. Yeah, because we're all friends. Alex, always good to see you. Exciting news. You're going to get a vacation in Europe, but it's going to cost a lot of money. I figure you only live once, right? You bit the bullet and you decided to do this. I'm excited. I'm going to go ahead and talk about that actually. So I just recently finished a book called Die with Zero. Okay. And you have to balance things, right? But absolutely, Alex, from the comments that you've made on the channel, it doesn't sound like you're too crazy with money. You've got yourself a roommate, last I heard, that's your friend. I'm still wondering how that's going, but hopefully good. At least it seems like if you're able to go on a trip that they must be like paying their share of the rent consistently. And I will say that when I was younger, I don't know if I would do this again. I don't know, maybe I would. When I was in my 20s, I put a trip on a credit card that I did not have the money for, right? That's where I'm like, okay, I've learned, right, as I got older. But this book, Die with Zero, says that like when you're old and you're about to retire and you're looking back on your life, people usually do not regret not working more. They regret not taking the trip. When you are younger, right? You're never going to be as young as you are today. And that is something that I did not understand and probably until my 40s, right? Also, in theory, your earnings potential goes up. So, do you need to be following the savings rules as closely when you're younger as you do as you age, right? Even though the power of compounding interest from saving in a retirement account and things like that go a really long way the earlier that you start investing. Um, if you're only making $30,000 a year, you're not investing as much as you would if you've bumped up your salary to like $200,000 a year. And I would just like to say that I'm nowhere near 200,000 a year. I would say that probably my starting salary was like 28,000 way back in the day, and it's like not at 100,000 even now. So, but that's still like at least more than double, right? Or about more than double, something like that. Um, so you're able to like save more now as you get older. But, and I noticed this when I went to Europe with my friends. So where in Europe are you going? And I'm excited for you. But when I traveled with my friends, they were making fun of me because apparently every time I got up and down out of the car, I said, 1, 2, 3. Like like sometimes I had to I was in pain. I was like, but if somehow counting to 3 helped and okay, we're getting up on 3 no matter what. But like you're never going to be as young as you are today. And it gets harder to walk around. Like my mom probably would not be able to travel to Europe at all, right? The flight would be long for her. The walking would be hard. The stairs. The first day when I went to Portugal, maybe not the first day, but the second day, we we went to something called St. George's Castle, and it was all really steep stairs. And I had trouble doing that last year. And I've gained 20 pounds since then, you guys. I was supposed to lose 20 pounds this year. That has not happened. The year is still not over. It still could happen. But now, if I lose the 20 pounds, I'm just going to be back to where I was at the end of last year. That doesn't mean I shouldn't try. But anyway, I digress. You're creating memories for yourself, right? And when you retire, they say that what you really retire on, according to this book, is your memories. So you are creating memories for yourself. Ultimately, going on vacation is supposed to be good for your health. There is value in it, even though it's maybe not saving money. Try and be reasonable. Try not to go into debt. Try and save, try and cut back on your expenses now. Don't overpack. Don't buy a lot of crazy outfits. Do it in a responsible way, but do it because you'll never be as young again as you are today, Balance though also. You can't go on a trip like every month. Maybe you can. But do it responsibly. And yeah, I actually support that. Yep. Ben says, Terrifier 3 you wouldn't really like. The blood and gore is like way over the top. In a previous film, the killer clown pulled a brain out of some guy he beat with a hammer. It is not for everyone. Yeah, that would not be for me. I can't do gore like that. If somehow if there was a movie with witches and vampires and the witch did a spell to expose the brain and then the vampire ate it, I could do that. But no, the hammer part, anything that's believable, I think is what it is for me. So I don't live in the best neighborhood. It is conceivable that a crazy person could like, I think actually once I was at a stop sign and it was not like, it wasn't a hammer, but this man had like a big pipe. Like it is conceivable that someone could like hit you. If I can believe it, you guys get where I'm going with this. I don't need to even say it. I'm worried YouTube's going to ding me for even saying like all this stuff. But like, also maybe I don't care if YouTube's going to ding me because honestly, guys, these lives are making like a quarter. But I like talking to you guys. I do feel like you guys are friends. My mom watches, so that's family. And it helps keep me accountable, right? It's one thing that I do for myself or I try to do for myself every single week. And so just the consistency of it, right? So I do this for fun now and not for the quarter it makes me. Literally. I might share my earnings with you guys in a second. But I can't do horror where it seems like it is possible that it could happen in real life. Now, do I think that it's not likely that a clown would be the one doing this, but the beating somebody like that, that's possible, and I don't that freaks me out. Okay. Joy and Joey says, someone once told me you can't take your money with you when you are gone, which is true. I think we should still save for emergencies, but also try to do everything you want while you're young and able. Yeah. Yeah, you can't take it with you. And the book Die with Zero, which I highly recommend. When I didn't read it, I did it on Audible on my way to work. I'll listen to an audiobook. I try and enrich my life and like learn that way. It says, like most of us, we oversave. There comes a point where you're not going to be able to spend it all either. And if you have kids you want to leave it to, you actually might be better giving it to them now when they're younger, right? So one of the examples in this book is the elderly parents had a child, and when they passed away, their child was, I don't know, in her 60s, which is great. Nice long lives for the parents. Sure, the woman in her 60s could use the extra money, but what she said was, I really could have used this when I was in my 30s and 40s, and my parents already had pretty much the same amount of wealth. And she wasn't being ungrateful, right? Like this is like used to illustrate that it could have been more beneficial in her 30s and 40s when she was struggling to get a down payment on the house, when she had young children in the house, because when she was in her 60s, her kids are now grown. They had bought a house and like, were close to paying it off. They didn't need it as much, or she didn't need it as much in her 60s as she would have in her 30s or 40s. So it actually kind of encourages, like, if you're going to donate money, do it now. Same with to charity. I don't have kids, but I love cats. My friends, at least right now, are all kind of my age. So I'll probably donate any money that I don't use to charity. So, and I don't have so much money that I think I'm gonna have a lot left over. That's thing number one. But I might actually be able to spend a little bit of my money. Like I might not need to save as much now as I used to. Soon my house will be paid off. I'm hoping to keep making more money every year and to continue getting raises because I saved early. My 401k is so far looking okay. And so now might be the time to like for me to travel more. I haven't traveled anywhere since the end of last year. I don't normally go on a big trip. Like that was a huge trip for me. It was a once in a lifetime trip. But yeah, and that's going to be a memory forever. There was this week there was this article about a dog at the top of the pyramids, right? He was at the tippy top. And they were like, good news, he came down. Yeah, there are dogs all over the pyramids. So it's not really surprising. Like, I the pyramids are interesting. While I don't know how you would build them, right? All those heavy rocks, they look climbable. It looks like somebody could easily climb to the top, but of course you're not allowed to climb to the top of the outside because like you could damage it. But there's just stray dogs all over and they're like dee and they like go up. And at the pyramid or the pyramid, it's not the Pyramid of Giza, the Statue of Giza. There was like a dog in the shadow there, and it's kind of funny. The Sphinx? What the heck? What is that? So I'm not calling it the right thing. But anyway, I was like, yeah, I've seen dogs at the pyramids. Right, there are 12 of you in here. Welcome to Sunday's Live. If you would like me to switch topics, let me know in the comments. We are going to pull up still a points calculator, but I am reading your comments. Alex says, I actually have an aunt who saved so much money all her life, but she doesn't have a lot of life experience like traveling. I often wonder what she's going to do with her money. Take it to the grave. I wonder if she would be like open to like reading or listening to that book, Die with Zero. Another thing that can happen when someone has money and they haven't like either spent it down or allocated it properly where it's going to go is it can get tied up in probate, and the people that could benefit it from it the most have trouble accessing it. So they really encourage, like, hey, if you want to leave this to loved ones, do it while you're alive. And then you can get some enjoyment out of it as well. My mom never traveled a lot in her life. She's never really expressed the desire to do that. My grandmother, she wanted to travel a lot. She wanted to see the world. She had a travel trailer, but really the only place I remember taking the travel trailer to was Arizona. So me, my mom, and my grandma, we went to Arizona. We stayed at like the Flintstones campground, which is still there, or at least it was like several years ago when I went to the Grand Canyon again. But that was, my grandma really enjoyed traveling. Both my mom and my grandma, I would say, and myself enjoy like a nice long drive. My grandma used to take me to the desert. It'd be like a 2-hour drive there, 2-hour drive back. I remember she was the 12 Days of Christmas to me on the way back, and I feel like it was not Christmas. But I really liked it when my grandma would sing. So I think at some point she was just like out of songs, and she's like, all right, well, we're gonna sing Christmas songs. I don't know, because I feel like it was the desert. I feel like we weren't in the desert around Christmas. But anyway, my mom and my grandma enjoy like a long drive. I like driving my car. But my mom's never really been big on like international travel. Even now I'm like, are there things that she wants to see? And she's like, no, I would really like to go to Utah. I want to see all, and it's not that far. Like that's definitely a drive. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, hold on. Let's read some more comments. Okay. Joy and Joey says, hopefully she'll leave it to her loved ones. Can you imagine if she left a will saying, bury me with it? That would suck. Yeah, most people are not going to say something like that. Anthony's in here too. I got Anthony and Ben. I always love that. Okay, you have not a lot of money as you live paycheck to paycheck. Bills are eating it every month. You see no growth in your bank account. And it's kind of sad. Hopefully that's temporary. And I do like it's so interesting because I do love what I do. I enjoy the people that I work with. But I wonder if I maybe should have job hopped a little bit more, especially when I was younger. Now that I'm almost 50, I'm 47, I'm kind of like, oh, I like my health insurance. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable at my job. But I wish kind of when I was younger that I would have job hopped a little bit more. I do feel like I could have gotten a higher salary earlier in life. Um, there's somebody, Anthony, that I follow on Instagram. I think it's PhD underscore on fire. Wait, hang on. PhD. Okay. All right. PhD on fire on Instagram. PhD underscore on underscore fire. I would recommend that all of you guys follow him on Instagram. I actually joined something because of him, but it was free to join. Okay, so he goes to all these conferences and stuff, and he'll ask the catering if you're ever at an event where they make you go to a seminar or they make you do catering, at the end, a lot of times they don't want to take it home. They don't want to pack it back up. So if you're like, hey, do you have leftovers? They'll send you with like multiple to-go boxes of whatever they served for lunch. The thing that I signed up for, he went to this event at Watch Time, it's just a store. It's a store that sells watches, in Orange County, but they like had like a drawing and a sweepstakes. Try to gamify and like get as much stuff as you can for free. I know like my job doesn't even do seminars, so it's hard sometimes. I will say sometimes we cater for other events, and at the end of the event, if anybody ever asked me, one, I would pack it up for the attendees of the event, but they normally don't. And then I'm allowed to let my staff like help themselves to anything that they would like, because otherwise it's just going to get thrown out. So there's 14 of you in there. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I've seen like all my old familiar faces this morning. So that has made me so happy to see all of you this Sunday morning. Okay. So it is frustrating when you don't see growth in your bank account. Everything is really expensive. So it's getting really tricky. But if you have a way to gamify saving money, I used to like to do no money Mondays is what I would call it. Where maybe I didn't go shopping on Sunday for groceries and I have to like figure out something to eat that is in my freezer for a long time, and one that helps you like weed out the stuff that's in your freezer. I feel like we all have those things in our freezer that we meant to eat and that we didn't. So maybe on No Money Mondays, you do that. And then maybe you try and save the money from No Money Monday, or like at least use those to buy your necessities. And I will tell you, like, watch some of the channels about like, my mom and I used to do extreme couponing, and I still have that kind of in me. At CVS, if you need like toothpaste, you can almost always get it for free if you combine those long old receipts. There's TikToks and everything. The husband gives the wife like $10 and she just keeps spending it. And at the end, she's got like an armful of stuff. She's got razors and shampoo and all of this stuff. And then also, if it's really that tight, I hate to say it, but try to increase the amount that you're earning. Oh dang it. Let's put up Bella. Okay. Bella, do you have a link for Swag Bucks? I think you can access my settings, but I might have my settings so that links aren't accessible. But do you have a link to Swag Bucks? Because I'm not doing Swag Bucks yet. My mom's not doing Swag Bucks yet. So it's not through a credit card, but you take surveys, play games, and you've gotten Home Depot, Target, and restaurant gift cards. Home Depot, I've done this too in the past, but not through Swagbucks. So if you have a referral code where like you get extra points towards doing that, like drop that in the chat right now if you're still in. Otherwise, I'm gonna sign up for Swagbucks and I'm gonna I'll see if I can get the referral and I'll share that with you guys next week. But Home Depot, they sell toilet paper, they sell cleaning supplies, light bulbs, batteries. It sucks when you need something like a light bulb or a battery that's a little bit more expensive that you don't already have on hand. But it's nice, like you can do those things on Home Depot. Target definitely has all the like necessity kind of stuff. Target even has food. So try and gamify it basically. You know, like make it fun to save money, to not spend money, and find ways to like try and get a bit extra. And I live paycheck to paycheck, but it's intentional because I put so much into my 401k. Yeah, Joy and Joey says that you understand, especially depending on where you live. Ready for the World is talking about the politics. You were wrong about Gavin Newsom. They're hiding him and the 32 billion UIEDD fiasco. But again, I think that was everything. Okay. Joy and Joey says, yep, but Anthony lives in California. Everyone here seems to live paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, and I don't have a lot extra after I invest, but I am comfortable, right? And I'm so fortunate to say that. I realized that. Oh, there was like it sounded like I thought that was the cat. The cat's just like sleeping there. It sounded like a scratch on the window. Oh, I did not like that. The smile's coming to get me. Ready for the World says maybe an October surprise, but too late. Maybe the New York Times may not now call for an exclusive interview. Okay. Joy and Joey says, you live here too. You try to tell yourself to save the bare minimum if I can. Your vacation is typically going to Vegas. Oh, you guys, I have more video ideas than I ever have time to make. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I should just say that I have like a plethora of video ideas and I hope I hope I'm able to make them when I move in. I have a whole list of free and low cost things to do in Las Vegas. One of the best things is this Ellis Island like steak and craft brew, and it used to be $7.99, and it is in this little hole in the wall casino attached to a Super 8 motel, and I could not love that place more. But yeah, me and my mom, we haven't gone in a long time. I'm not even sure she could do Vegas anymore, but like I think she could. We also could do it where we just stay in one hotel. My favorite hotel in Vegas is not the Super 8. It's just the Ellis Island casino that's attached to the Super 8. But my favorite hotel is called the Gold Coast. Apparently, sometimes people call it the Mold Coast. And one of the reasons is they always offer like these really cheap, like $7.99 breakfast specials or $2.99 breakfast specials. Maybe it's $2.99 breakfast specials, but then they'll charge you like $8 for literally like $8 for a cup of coffee. So it's really like $10.99 for breakfast. But the Gold Coast, they include their coffee with their breakfast for like $4.99. It's something like ridiculous. But anyway, okay. Alex says, didn't Gavin Newsom sign some bill or law that regulates gas prices in California? Not that it would make a difference. Registering my car each year is extremely expensive. It is, and I'm not sure about the regulating gas prices. I should probably look into that. Also, for anyone who doesn't know, there's an app called Too Good to Go. It's really good for people who want a meal that can't afford it. It's basically leftover food from restaurants at a discounted price. And actually, okay, so you guys, let me get my little whiteboard. Let me scooch on over here for just a minute. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna write these two down. Also, this is my to-do list for getting ready for my mom to move in. I am sorry to report that I made this like a month ago and I haven't done any of it. Clean shed, nope. I did get one box out and I consolidated another box into that. Does that count? I don't think that counts. There's still not room in the shed for anything. Clean out little closet. Nope, didn't do that either. Oh, we made a little progress in there that I'll show you in a second. Get rid of clothes that don't fit. Nope. Sell some things on eBay. Nope. Okay, hold on 2 seconds. Here's the progress we've made. In this closet, there's the jacket. Oh, you can't even see. I didn't angle. Never mind. All right. Well, anyway, that didn't work because I didn't have the camera angled right. I put a shoe hanger on the inside of the closet so I have a place to do the shoes. Okay. Get the whiteboard. We're going to write down these two things. I've been meaning to look. We're just going to erase that. We'll erase that to-do list. It's not done anyway. It's not helping. So, okay. Too good to go. Do you have too good to go? And I will say that guy PhD on Fire that I was just talking about. Can you guys read that? Too Good to Go. It's an app. He's always posting about stuff that he gets off there. I think sometimes they give it away. Do they give it away for free? Maybe not free, but it is really cheap. And then, dang it, what was that other one? Too Good to Go and Swag Bucks. I'm going to try the other pen because it's Too Good to Go. And Swag Bucks. So try those. Like it can, my mom also used to do something similar and she would get me like a $5 gift card for Christmas. She said that once my grandma was mean to her about that. So I don't love that, but because my mom was like, she doesn't know how long I played these games to earn that $5. And my mom was like, that was the only my mom was like, that was the only $5 I had. Like, and it might not have been much to my grandma, and it might not have been to somewhere that my grandma thought that she would use, but like my mom, that was what my mom could do. Like that was what was in our budget, is my mom would play games to earn the points to get the gift cards, and those gift cards were like all she could afford. Because we couldn't afford anything, so she had to use the thing that she got for free. So guys, check out these two apps. I'm going to check them out. I'm not a member of either of those. So if anybody has like a referral code where like you get a bigger discount off your first purchase or something, let's look at that. We are at the hour mark and I haven't even brought up the dang points calculator, but we're going to do that in a second. I got to read all your comments. Okay. Alex says you love Home Depot. You got yourself a small propane heater and you got the propane tanks from there. It's cheap and it's good for camping and warming up your tent. Oh, that's cool. I haven't been camping in a long time either. Probably not since I took my friend to Yosemite. My friend, by the way, guys, Phidias, he's now a politician in the EU Parliament. I don't know what he does, but he's like a political figure. He also still does YouTube, but like definitely he got himself into some hot water because he was trying to travel on the trains for free in Japan and they did not like that. And I'm wondering if I haven't talked to him in a while, but I'm wondering if his views have changed now that he's on the other side of that equation. And hello, Rocky. Okay, real quick. Let's look at a points redemption calculator. Points redemption calculator. Here we go. Okay. Cents per points calculator. Points and miles versus cash calculator. Points and miles. Let's just look at the first one and see if this is okay. So Bella, I'm not even still sure if you are in here, but this is one of the ways to make sure that if you are redeeming credit card points for something, that it's actually a good deal. Okay, points or miles? Points or miles. Those are all for travel. What? I don't know. Credit cards. No, so this is for airlines and hotels, but that's not what I want. I need, okay. Award travel value calculator. No, but that's still travel. So I need one that's cents per points calculator. Okay. And this is award.travel.cpp, but let's see here. Cents per point is a metric often discussed in award travel circles. It shall not be the goal of the award travel to maximize cost per point, but merely used as a gauge to evaluate the value we are getting with our hard-earned points or miles. The formula is cash value of redemption minus taxes and fees paid divided by points or miles plus opportunity cost times 100. Points or miles, which would have been earned from a cash redemption. Total cash cost. Okay, so I'm going to put in that Target thing that we got earlier. And we'll just see actually if those are the same. Okay, so Target, right? This says 5,714 points. 5,714. This is not going to quite be a penny. Total cash cost. If I were to pay cash, it would be $50. Calculate cents per point. 0.88 cents. Oh, cents per point equals 0.8 cents. So that's not quite a full penny. So I don't want to do Target, but let's see Okay, Apple might be good. And I kind of do need a new cell phone. My cell phone's not charging, so I'm gonna put in 9412 for Apple, and that's for a $100 gift card. Calculate cents per point. And that's at 1.06 per point. So they say that you want to get a minimum of 1.06. Now that's only good though. Like if you need a Target gift card to get groceries or gas, or not gas, groceries or toilet paper or deodorant or shampoo or any of the other necessities that they sell at Target, Target's the better deal. But like my cell phone is not charging as good as it should. So I might need an Apple gift card. And Rocky, yes, I am still happy with Mint Mobile. 30 $30 a month. It is cheap. It is cheap and it works perfectly fine. So we can switch my mom when she moves here. So anyway, the $100 gift card at Apple would be a better value than the Target one, but let's check and see. I don't even want to run Bed Bath and Beyond. I don't want to run, there's some that I don't really care about. Okay. Now Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Now granted that is a very expensive restaurant, but it's on special for 8,000 points, and that would also be a $100 gift card. So calculate points percent. That gets me $1.20, or not $1.25, 1.25 cents per point. So that's the best redemption rate so far. So I might, oh, interesting. Let me answer that in a second, Joy and Joey. Yeah, I'm using Streamer. Okay, wait, one thing at a time. So far of the things that I would consider using this for, the best value so far, actually, I think there is something that I want to look at on Saks Fifth Avenue. There's a perfume that only they carry. So we're just going to see. So 1.25 cents per point, and that was for Ruth's Chris. Now I'm going to put in 20,000 points, and that's going to get me $250. I think that might be the best one. No. Is it the same value? It is. Let's just hypothetically pretend that it was 300. Oh, yeah, that would be, but it's not. It's 250. Okay. So use a points calculator to go through it, right? And it depends on what you're looking for to get that value. Okay, now Joy and Joey says, do I use StreamYard? I do. And you're asking if my monthly cost went up because yours doubled in price and it's ridiculous. So all of my YouTube related expenses, and I do use StreamYard. I'm using StreamYard right now. All of my YouTube related expenses I pay for annually, and my StreamYard has not come up for renewal yet. So I haven't checked to see that yet. Also, I need to look into, so StreamYard is kind of like a YouTube, StreamYard is a YouTube tool for when I go live. It's what allows me to put up the comments. It's what allows me to put up like this little sticker that says I can multitask. It's supposed to help keep the connection stronger. Really, I got it so I could pin your comments while I'm doing my live. But maybe I don't do, I like, it was especially helpful when I was talking about unemployment for people to know like which comment I was answering. But now that it's more of a casual chat, like it does look professional. Yeah. But like, so it's helpful for people to know what the heck thing I'm babbling about if they pop into the stream at a random time. So I like being able to put the comments that I'm talking about on screen. I think that's really helpful, but keep it All right, Rocky. But Joy and Joey is saying that it just doubled. And right now, oh, something that I said I might mention today was how much my YouTube videos are making. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to show you guys. And then I'll probably head out today. So the lives, I think you're going to be really shocked. If we go to live, here's where we're talking now. Okay, this is last Sundays. Oh, 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 okay. Analytics. This is for last Sunday's live. Set channel level monetization. Determine monitor that will apply to all new streams. Interesting. Dismiss. Stream finish. Yes, it did. What the heck? Well, where's... Hold on. Live viewers. Oh, maybe that's just giving me... Oh, no, that's the one we're doing right now. Oh, this is interesting. It's telling me all of this, but it doesn't tell me. Okay. Oh, delete ads. Insert ad. No. Okay. All right. It's just my channel. I'm trying to share with you guys how much these are making. Spoiler alert, it is not much. Okay, let's go to manage videos. I think maybe that'll be where it'll show us all that data. It's the last time I actually made a video was in 2022. That is a long time ago, but that's okay. All right. Does it not show? Oh my goodness. Okay. Now that's just going to show that it is being monetized, but it's not showing how much it's earned. Oh my goodness. Okay, come on. It's been so long since I've gone through. I can find it. Oh, let's go to dashboard. Okay, published videos, recent activity. Okay, if I do it like this, does that show it? No. All right, guys, it is like a quarter. That is the truth. Analytics. Okay, there we go. Estimated revenue, literally a quarter. Oh, share this tab instead. I guess I'm not sharing the right tab. 25 cents for last week's video, but I guess I've only got 19 views. So it's rough. It's not thousands of dollars. There's Restream too, but you like StreamYard, but yes, definitely worth it, especially for screen oh yeah, the screen sharing. I need to look into what features though are available on, and I do share my screen quite a lot. So yeah, screen sharing and then pinning comments. How much is StreamYard annually? It's not thousands of dollars, but like the channel's also not making thousands of dollars. Since you guys are asking, let's just put this back and we will go to StreamYard. Oops. Oh no, cancel. Not that. Not there. Let's do it here. StreamYard. Destinations, members, my account. Billing, account settings. Billing. Let's go billing. I'm on the annual plan and I have, it cost me $392 a year. Let's just go to change plan. We're probably not going to do this. So the core plan is $32.66 a month. The advanced, so I'm only doing the core plan. Yeah, not must, which is my current plan. And it's billed, and I do it billed annually. Wait a minute, business teams push the limits. No, I don't need to do any of that. So even though this is a business, I'm fine with just the individual plan. So close to $400 for it, and I'm not sure that I'm making that much with it. But yeah, it does come in handy. All right, you guys. I think I'm gonna head out. Let me know if you're rooting for the Dodgers in to make it to the World Series today. Are you guys watching that at all? Yours is 43 a month. What the heck? So, and again, yeah, that doesn't sound right. Let's go back. Oops, share screen. Oops. There's no tab open yet. Hang on. That wouldn't be the price, right? Like it said that it was only like $36 without the discount. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should be like, "Hey, why is my pricing different?" I don't know. That is weird. Anyway, I'm going to head out for today. Guys, check out Too Good to Go. That's for food, from restaurants that they might be throwing out. I know, for example, there is a bakery by my house, and I know that they're on that app because I've seen people pick up from it near their closing time. And then the other one is Swag Bucks, and I use Ibotta, but it helps you get money back on your purchases and things like that. Anyway, have a great rest of your Sunday, and I will see you next week. And then by the next one, my mom will probably be here. We'll see if we can convince her to join. All right, you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next week at 11 a.m.